What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and in today's Minecraft video we're going to be looking at Minecraft command blocks and how to use them, what commands to use, what the commands do, and we'll be taking a look at a few different websites that we can use to actually generate certain items and issue certain commands to make things a little bit easier for ourselves. To actually give ourselves the command block to use, you want to type in /give @p, which means at the player, and then you want to type in command_block, and then boom, we have the command block we're going to use. So we're just going to go, this is our build world. You'll see there's a lot of things which we've built in quite a few of the videos. So I'm going to go along and I'm going to place the command block down in our castle, because that's where we just put random things, I guess, for now. And now we're going to start issuing commands in the command block, and I'll be showing you how to use it. So if you right click on the actual block itself, it does look quite confusing, but it's actually more simple than you think. We have a few console commands here. For example, we can put difficulty, and then we can put space, and it shows us difficulties we can use. So we can just put difficulty hard, and then it says command set difficulty, and we can actually put a button there as well down here. So let's just put difficulty easy, click that, press done, and it'll say command set difficulty easy. So it's more straightforward than you think. It's a lot easier to actually issue commands from the command block than a lot of people think. You can just literally go down the whole list if you don't really know where you want to start, and you can just find all random commands and just issue them. So game mode, for an example, we could click game mode, then press space, and we could click spectator. I'm not sure if that works in single player. It says we've got spectator mode. Let's just go back. We could set the mode to survival because we're in creative mode. Press done, and then that will issue the command. Now it does need redstone. You can make it always active as well. Now you can actually change the block itself. Impulse, which is orange, chain, which is light blue, and repeat. This is just how the commands obviously work. By default it's on impulse, so we're going to leave it on that. And you can set it so if it needs redstone and if it's always active, etc. So now that I've actually showed you how the command block itself works, where to input commands and the different actual things that we can do to it, I'm going to show you a command blocks generator website that allows us to actually generate all the commands we need without individually typing them and learning them, and it can be really useful if you want to just do something really quickly. So one thing for an example is actually making the server say something or the console say something. So what you do is you put a redstone lever down here to issue the command, and then we type in say, and then let's just put test as the message, but you can put any message, and then press done. Now obviously it needs redstone, and we can click on the lever now, and as you can see in the chat, it will actually say the message you want. So you can kind of just use that to kind of say random messages if you want, which is really useful. And if you saw from me just doing that, when we put it on repeat, it actually started repeating all the commands. So impulse is normal. Chain, I'm not sure, chain doesn't really change it. If we put it on repeat though, you can see that it basically spams all the messages. So all of the different command blocks work differently. I just wanted to show you how the different command blocks impact the command that you type in different ways. So another thing is, what if we wanted to give ourselves an item? Now we need to type in a command. Let's just say we wanted to give ourselves a diamond sword. What we do is we type in the give command like normal, and then you want to type in who the sword or item is going to be given to. So we're just going to put @p. That basically means it's going to give it to the closest player nearby, or the person who actually activates the block. And then we'll type in the ID of the item, so we'll type in diamond sword, and then you want to type in the amount it's going to give you, which is going to be 1, and press done. Now hopefully if we right click, as you can see, it actually gives us the sword. So that's just a basic give command. Obviously if you wanted something else, you would replace the diamond sword with a different item. So we could just type in redstone for an example, and then type in 64 as the max stack. Then it will give us a stack of 64 redstone. So it's basically as easy as that. That's just the give command explained. So you'll see now I have this website that I just wanted to show you just to kind of make things easier, because I want to show you that this website called digminecraft.com, the link will be in the description, is basically your source for all commands, and this is a command generator. Now I have explained in brief how to use the block, what everything does, and I've showed you some example commands, but this is where we're going to be getting the commands easily from, because some people want to know how to manually learn the whole block, which is fine, but that video would take literally an hour to show you every single command. So I'm going to show you this generator website. Now you can do really cool stuff. You can give weapons just like what we did manually, and you can give tools, potions, or you can generate so many cool stuff. You can summon a donkey with a chest. So I'm just going to do that as an example, and what we'll do is we'll go down and we'll name the donkey. Let's just call him Bob or something, We can make him pick up loot, make him silent, make him not even have any AI. We'll put invulnerable so he can't die. We can actually select a set of items to be in the donkey's chest. So you're kind of spawning yourself items in a chest, which is pretty cool. So we'll put ore, we'll select diamond ore and make it a full normal stack. And then we'll click new item. And you can actually put enchants on it, which is really cool. You can obviously only put certain enchants together in a certain amount. But that's really nice. And then you can select item 2. So obviously the first item is its own category. So you can go down, you can select a position where the donkey will spawn. If you leave it here, it'll use relative positioning. If you leave everything on 0, 0 and this ticked, that'll mean that it'll spawn as close by to you or the block as it possibly can. Then you can add motion to it, you can add rotation, which I wouldn't recommend. And you can actually add effects to it, so you can make it faster, you can make it breathe underwater, you can give it more strength, just really cool stuff like that. And then we can just generate the command, and it's pretty long, as you can see. And now we're going to put it into Minecraft and paste the command in here. Now it might not work 100% the first time. This is mainly because some of the commands don't 100% work, but you'll see that we have that. And now if we right click on the lever, we've actually spawned our own donkey called Bob. So it's actually working, pretty simple like that. Then if we right click on it, I'm not sure how to access the chest if I'm honest. I think it might be inventory. Yeah, as you can see, when we right click on the inventory, it does actually have the diamond chest plate which we added, which is really awesome. It has all the item enchantments and everything on the chest plate, and the donkey's called Bob, and it already has a saddle on it, so we can already ride it. Now, we can't see what effects the donkey itself has, but we actually put some effects on him, like water breathing. So I guess we can just go towards the water, right? Maybe I can try it. Okay, I'm gonna make this water deeper. Make it deep enough so that if there wasn't water breathing on, then the donkey would not have a good time, right? So let's just jump in the water. For some reason, he's struggling to go down a 1 block width way. Okay, we're going to make this a little bit wider for Bob. Hopefully the water breathing's going to work, guys, because we're not going to really help this donkey otherwise. So we're going to drop in here, and we'll leave him at the bottom. Okay, so he floats up. Wait, we need to cover him with something, right? Let's cover him with command blocks. He's too buoyant. He's floating too much. But you get the idea. That's how to generate command block commands very easily, and you can see that the donkey command worked really well. So now we'll have a look back at the website. Now the villager trade's pretty cool, the pre-filled chest is nice, but that's very similar to what we did with the donkey. But the monster spawner is actually really cool because you can add a lot of special things to that, so we're going to mess about that. Now this website does actually work on PE. There's less that you can do on PE than on Java, but it does actually work. Now we're going to go to the monster spawner generator. This is the best part basically, probably of the tutorial, because you can do the most with this. So you can add the spawn count, which is going to be how many of the same mob spawns. So I'm just going to spawn 3, and the max nearby entities, not actually sure what that does. You can add the spawn delay, you can add the delay, you can add the required player range. Like we did with the donkey, you want to leave on relative spawner position just so it spawns near us. And we can spawn any mob, so we're going to go down and we're going to spawn a zombie pigman, and you can give it a custom name. So we're going to call the zombie pigman, we're just going to call it soldier. And you can actually add the mob option, so we can spawn baby zombie pigmen, and we can make them invulnerable. We can make them break doors like zombies, which I think might only work on hard mode, and we can make them pick up loot. We can actually make them a jockey, so basically you see skeletons riding donkeys and horses. That's the same kind of concept. We can make him ride an ender dragon, for an example. Then we can add a weapon in the main hand. We can give him a crossbow. We can make him drop that 100%, and the name of the crossbow, we'll call the crossbow diamond sword. So that's pretty cool. We can add enchantments to that crossbow, which is really awesome, and we can give the mob armor as well. So I'm just going to give him full diamond armor, for an example. I'm not sure if it's going to work, if I'm honest, on a zombie pigman, because I've never seen one with armor on it. But it's pretty cool. We can add enchantments again. We're just going to tick everything we can. And we can add all these leg enchantments. I'm actually going to skip all this stuff because I don't want to add loads of enchantments. And then we can actually add effects to the mob, and this is the really cool part. This kind of makes the mob kind of like a boss, if you like. We can add a lot of cool stuff to it. We can add strength, slow falling, regeneration, levitation. We can add the wither effect to it. Not really sure what that does. I think that's just the visual particles. We can add speed. These are all player stuff we can add, and then we can generate command, and you'll see that the command is absolutely huge. This is why we don't want to generate it manually, because there's just too much work. And then we should be able to just paste this in there, and I'm hoping it should work, guys. So now we have a mob spawner on top, and this is going to be our custom spawner. As you can see, there's an ender dragon there, which we did actually select the pigman to actually ride on the ender dragon. It's probably not going to... Okay, I said it's probably not going to spawn. So it has spawned, and you can see we have a baby zombie pigman, and you can see it. You can actually see it has a name which says soldier, and it has a mini crossbow with full diamond armor. Now I didn't even think mini zombie pigmen could have diamond armor. Okay, this isn't good. Okay, this is not good. So I forgot that ender dragons actually ride through everything. So now the ender dragon is basically ruining my castle, so that wasn't really what I was expecting. And what we want to do is, if we actually right click, we can type in tell, and then we can type in custom message for an example, and press done. And then if we put a lever on it, we type in tell at player, and then type in message here. Then we press the lever, and it'll actually whisper you a message. So if you're on a server, it will send a private message to anyone who's close by, and it will issue those messages out. So that's another command you can use. Then we can actually issue the weather. So we can type in weather rain for an example, and if we pull the lever, you'll hear that all the sounds has changed to raining, and everything's raining around. And we can do the same if we type in clear, which we had before, and we can set it to a clear day where it's not raining again. So that's how to do weather. You can also do time. You can do time set, and then we can set it to night for an example, or midnight, and we can change it, and now everything's dark, which is pretty cool. So it's just like you issuing commands in the chat box. It's exactly the same thing. It just depends if you want to actually have a redstone going into it, and who the commands are actually targeting as, because some of the commands, like whispering, you have to target them at certain players, and it's pretty cool. And you can kind of hide these things, route them into your base, and just mess around with redstone and kind of prank your friends or issue commands freely like that. So it makes the process quicker and kind of cool if you don't want to manually type stuff. You can also change the game rule. So we can type in game rule, and then there's a few different things we can put. So we can kind of change stuff. So we can change mob spawning. We can click on mob spawning, and then it'll actually fill in the rest of the command for you. So we can put true if we want mobs to spawn, and it'll set the game rule at the bottom. Game rules you can usually only set as a command or in the properties file, so that's really useful. So I've been messing around with teleport commands as well. What you can do is you can type in teleport, and then you can actually type in a series of coordinates, which it actually shows us here. Or let's say we want to teleport to a player on the server. What you do is you type in the teleport target, which is you. So you teleport the current closest player, and then we'll do @p again to teleport the closest player to the closest player. And then what we do with that is it'll actually teleport us to ourselves, which we don't, obviously we don't want that, but we're in single player, so just to test it, it will teleport us to ourselves, as you can see in the chat, so it won't actually physically move our position. That's just basically how to use teleport. If you do want to actually find the coordinates, you can actually press F3 on the keyboard, and you can see all the XYZ coordinates and your block locations, which you can actually use to teleport. So you could find a really cool, awesome location to build at, build your base, and then come back to a hidden command block for an example, and then put a lever on the wall, type in the coordinates, and teleport yourself to that with a TP command. That's how to find the coordinates, and that's the basics of learning the command block, guys. So I hope this video was useful. I hope you actually learned how to use the commands. All the commands are basically just the same as the normal Minecraft commands, so there's nothing really new to learn in terms of the actual commands. I hope you understand the basics of the command block itself now, and I hope you've learned how to use it in general. If the video was useful, press like on the video. If you want to find the website we used, click the link in the description below so you can generate all of the cool stuff. Make sure to like the video, drop a comment below if you want more tutorials, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for daily Minecraft videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.